Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. I'm having another fantastic conversation with one of my great team members, Anna, who is the Headmistress of Magic and Transformation of Oracle School. I love saying your title. Like
I know you do.
I just love saying it over and over again, right? Like that's our corporate language in our company, right? It's Magic and Transformation is your title. Which is,
and I love telling people my title.
and aren't we talking about that today? Is that we're going to have a conversation about transformation, right?
Yes, what a lovely segue.
Yeah,
We're going to
absolutely.
talk about transformation and claiming the life of your dreams.
Right. Okay. Do I want to just riff on that? I will. So, how does transformation and claiming the life of your dream go together? So, let's break down what transformation actually is, right? Because some people think transformation is something where they're totally not the same person afterwards, right? So that's why some people are afraid of it, or it sounds like work.
Right.
But it's actually organic. So the idea of transformation is more like metamorphosis, right? Where something is, remember what we said, I think one of the earlier videos we talked about having a blueprint inside of us that's divine. There's a divine blueprint that each of us has when we were born, and we have the possibilities of who we could become in a lifetime. So not everything is available to every person. I think that whole idea of unlimited possibilities and potential for every person is not true. Look at our astrology chart. There's going to be limitations. I am a Cancer, for example. You're a Virgo. You are the organized one between the two of us. I don't have an organized bone in my body. That's why I need you. Like there's certain things, right, that we are and we aren't. So when we're transforming, or when I like the idea of metamorphosis because that is a transformation from the caterpillar into the butterfly. It's changing from one thing to another. And it isn't work. It's organic once you start it. It's like you trigger the blueprint of this new self. And most of us know who we want to be. We want to be more like somebody that we want to emulate, for example. I want to be more like this person. Oh, wow, that person has attributes that I wish I could be like. And so I think that transformation comes when we start to claim in advance the self we want to become. Then, right, it's built into us. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, organically, we start to notice the things that don't match that. So in other words, who do we need to become in order to be that person to claim that dream of ours? Well, all of a sudden, it's like, well, if I want to become that, I can't be this. If I want to feel confident, I can't be a total people pleaser. I want to trust myself because people pleasing comes from a little lack of trusting yourself too, right? I'm going to manipulate something. So there's all kinds of things. Oh, well, I have to give up my sense of unworthiness. If I want to stand tall and be worthy, well, I can't be unworthy and worthy at the same time. Right? So there's things that come up, which is why shadow work is built into what we do, what we teach, because it's like, okay, I want to become this, therefore contribute more to the world. So therefore, oh, I've got some baggage now. What do I do with that? Right? What do I do with that? So we need to let go some things along the way, but it really is organic. It's hard work only in that. Well, we'll talk more about that because I'm sure we'll talk about discipline because it's important. But yeah, let's talk about that.
Yes, because it's self-commitment.
Yep.
Right? And which we know we have to commit to ourselves first. But as far as the transformation piece and digging through our shadows, in Oracle School, we often tell students not to dig with a shovel, to dig with a spoon.
Right, dig with a spoon. Right, like going with a little spoon. That's right.
Because so many want the transformation instantly.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. There's so much treasure in that dirt. So if you're going in with a spoon, that's when you find the diamonds. You don't find them with the shovel. You just don't. And you can wreck the roots if you go in too strong and too hard. So it really is that gentle process of, okay, I got to unpack some of this. I have to turn some of this into mulch, given that nothing is ever wasted. So all this shitty stuff that happens to us becomes really good manure for the garden, right? It's fertilizer. So we realize, okay, even though we have to let go of this stuff that doesn't work for us anymore, let's use it. Let's make it useful for us. So there's this idea that, that claiming our dream for ourselves and transforming into the person that has that is work. Yeah, it is work, because you have to commit to yourself, because many of us have never committed to ourselves, right? How many people that we know coming into the doors, even for Oracle Palooza, any of the events that we have, whatever, first thing is everybody agrees, most of them agree, they've put other people first.
Yes. One of the, when you come into Oracle School, we make you sign a contract that you agree to put yourself first.
Right, I know. You agree to put yourself first, no matter what that is. And people come in from all walks of life and all different experiences, and are meeting themselves in different ways. And you're right. The first discipline, I would say, because it takes discipline, is to put yourself first and face the grief that can come up when you realize you never have done that. And when you realize that you're afraid to do that, and why. And when you realize that, all the stuff that's been built up around you to not allow you to do that, because you think that if you're not the one spinning all the plates, they'll all fall down and break.
Exactly.
Right? And that's really poignant. And you cannot get that sense of then the epiphany that comes from that if you're going at it with a shovel.
Right.
You just can't. And that's only one tiny part of this process, because transformation does bring up some tears. It does. Parts of you die. Parts of you have to die in order for you to be reborn in this form of your life. And it's not like you're not putting a firing squad up. And it isn't bloody either. It's right. It's not. It's a really gentle, poignant letting go, and a process that does take time, and that we witness this. We witness ourselves and we witness each other, right? And that's why I say too that you don't do this alone. This is, you can be solo in what you're working on, but when you're in a community of people, it's why I have all these different communities. You have the membership site, we have Oracle School, we have Oracle Palooza Virtual. We do all of this stuff in community, because when others, you are not alone when you recognize the universality of this in other people that you have nothing in common with, right? That except for this thing. Right. And it's incredible. It brings our humanity right front and center, right front and center.
Yes. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. And that we see it all the time when our students start to look within and then start to shine without. We see that all the time, but it's not automatic.
No.
It's part of building that self-discipline and the habits.
And habits are repetition. So
right.
One of the things that let's look at this analogy, for example. So all of the patterns of the shadow stuff that come up for us, they are ingrained in us because they've been repeated over and over again, habitually over time. So there's been a long time that thing has been operating in you. It's a long time. So to think that you're going to have instant transformation, even though you do have instant epiphanies, and then you do have leaps of up-leveling in the transformation process, you like all of a sudden go from 0 to 100, but you can't expect 0 to 5,000 right away. That's because you don't integrate anything along the way. So the idea is that you need to give yourself the organic time for it to show up, because growth happens faster than stasis, right? When you keep on repeating the same thing over and over again, right? Which is that automatic pilot, that's just ingrained. It's like the broken record that goes scratch, scratch, keeps going over it. But when you're in process of growth, it does happen quickly, but it doesn't happen overnight. Right? It's when you look back on this Oracle School experience, it feels like it happened overnight, right? But in fact, it takes a minute for it to blossom up and through you. And then it's only in hindsight where you go, wow, I'm not the same person that I was when I walked in the door. And we see that even in Oracle Palooza Virtual. When people walk in the
Yes.
door on the Friday and when they leave on the Sunday, they come in one way and they leave another.
Exactly.
It is, again, it's the epiphany that comes when we know it's possible. And then the work starts. Then it's like, do you want to do the work? Do you want to keep going? Because it's real. This isn't just a
Right.
momentary thing. And all of us come in with the idea that there's a seed that was planted. Now, how do we tend the garden?
Yes. And then it also goes back to the perfection piece and letting go of that, because as you say all the time, you are going to fall asleep at the wheel.
Oh, spiritual narcolepsy.
Right. You can't beat yourself up for it.
We are going to fall asleep at the wheel at least once a day. Well, hopefully not. Like, I love it when I have a day when I haven't fallen asleep at the wheel. But that's what happens when our stuff comes up. But like we say, we become more and more aware, so that we might have reacted for a second. So then we dust ourselves off and say, well, that's interesting. And we make a new choice. And then we respond thoughtfully. And we take a beat and we go, aha. And it goes quicker time and time again. But yeah, there are sometimes, especially on a transformation journey, it becomes, okay, I can't do this anymore. Bye.
Right.
It's like, I'm going back to my old comfort zone and the way I behaved before, because at least I know what that is. Even though it doesn't work, I'm doing it anyway. Right? And then we find that all the time. We go in reverse and then we come back. It is what it is.
Yes.
Anybody who thinks it's not like that, they'll get a big shock, on the other side of it. And that's the beauty of it. That's what the curiosity piece is. Transformation works organically when you allow yourself to be curious and you give yourself permission to have that dream. And then it's like, oh, how do I reverse engineer all this? Right? And it does it organically, because it's like the acorn that has a branch. Like, you look at an oak tree, right? Look at an oak tree. We have a giant oak tree out there. Well, how did that get like that? Well, that tiny freaking itty bitty little acorn has the oak tree in it, right? As soon as we claim that, that's like that oak. That's like the acorn. There's the blueprint. We don't need to know how. We just need to stay curious about, oh, what's the next step? What do I need to know? How do I change?
Wow. Well, I don't have anything to add to that, but
Okay.
I think we should pull a card
All right.
about what we need to know about transformation and the next part of our spiritual journey.
Okay. So I would say, how do we align with transformation in our spiritual journey? I think that's a good question to say. So how do we align with the transformation? Because every spiritual journey includes transformation. It's not possible to be on a spiritual path without some form of transformation, because that's the point of it. We reduce the ego self, the small self, and we raise up the higher self. So stuff's got to change. So how do we align with that transformation?
I love that question.
Ooh, me too. So we're using the Enchanted Map Deck again. And this is we're using this. Did you know we're going to use this at Oracle Palooza Virtual, Anna? We are. Exciting.
Really exciting.
The map for transformation. Very seriously. Okay, what's the card? Oh, that's hilarious. We got Mountain again, only this time in the protection position. So how we align with transformation. Okay, so let's just quickly tell you guys watching on the camera. So when the cards are upside down, it doesn't mean the opposite. It gives us a protection message, which means we have to pay extra care and attention to what the card's meaning is and how we would apply it. So in this case, because Mountain came up in the protection position, it says to not beat your head against the obstacle. So that, right? So in other words, when you're in the most uncomfortable part of your transformation, don't resist it, because obstacles creates resistance, right? We're at this going like, or, oh no, I'm not going to keep going. There's a big obstacle. All of those things that can elicit that response, that reaction to like, what? And the self-blame. And when we're uncomfortable, because transformation brings up a sense of discomfort. I don't care what anybody says. It's not happy, joyous, and free all the way. Yippee! No, when we're letting go something and we're waiting for something else to take its place, there's some emptiness, and we don't feel particularly sure-footed because we're not there yet. We're in that in-between. So this reminds us, this card absolutely reminds us to trust the obstacle in front of you. There are times you are going to need to slow down. There are times you are not meant to be barreling forward with your shovel, right? And all of those things are like, let's keep going because I want to get it done by Friday so I can get a prize. No, because we have actually seen our students do that, right?
Yes.
No, you haven't. Go back to the first one again. We want you to percolate on that, right? And it's like we want to race to the finish line. And that card so clearly lets us know, no, there is no rushing, and no, do not define the obstacle. Don't make it mean that there's a failure. Don't make it mean that your discomfort says you're failing or that you're doing something wrong. Don't make it mean that. This is a sacred moment in your journey. If there is an obstacle, it's to tell you to slow down. Take out your spoon, or just go out and do something different. Like take a break. Sometimes that's what it means too. Take a break. So to get into alignment with transformation on a spiritual journey, it means you're not barreling at it. You're not going at it like with a relentless pace and ambition. There's no room for relentless ambition in a transformation journey. And speaking of transformation, you guys over there, you can kickstart your transformation at Oracle Palooza Virtual. There's going to be a link somewhere up there, down there on the side. I'm not sure where it is, but boy, oh boy, you click on that and magic is going to happen. I'm excited. Anna, thank you so much. What a great conversation. And isn't it cool how the cards always speak to the exact thing that we need to talk about? I mean,
Yes.
You really can't make this shit up, I know. Woohoo! Okay. Bye, everybody, and bye, Anna. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. So if you've enjoyed this conversation, well, this is part of a series of conversations, and there's a playlist somewhere up here or over there. I don't know where it is, but go click on it. There's lots of really great conversations with me and my team about things that you've all asked us to talk about, so check them out.